All right, what we're going to go over today is how to measure valve stem to guide clearance. So the first thing we need to understand is the two parts that come into play. This is our valve, and this would be our stem. So we're going to measure the diameter of that with an outside micrometer. The one that I have today is a standard micrometer, although you could use a metric one. So we're going to use it to determine the stem width. And then we're going to use what I refer to as a ball gauge. This is a Starrett small hole gauge, so the correct name would be a hole gauge here. But the end of it's faced like a ball. Can you see that good with the camera?
Yeah.
And it has a little thimble on this end that spreads the ball when you screw it in. It has like a wedge that comes in and it spreads the ball. And we're going to put that in the actual valve guide. So come over here and let me show you a guide. These are our guides down in our head. That's the area that the valve stem rides in. I got the valve upside down. I don't know if you can see it, but that's our guide. This is our stem. So let's back up and let's start off with measuring our valve stem. Now the first thing you want to do is find the area with the most wear. And usually it's going to be a shiny spot, and it's going to usually be toward this part of the valve and toward the bottom of the valve. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's about right here. Okay? So that's where I'm going to measure my valve stem. So put it down on the stem. All right, so I'm going to take my micrometer and I'm going to put it on it, and I'm going to tighten it by using the friction sleeve. Do not tighten the thimble. You will not get the correct tension. So I'm using my friction sleeve until my thimble no longer turns. And I'm going to make sure my micrometer will go across with a slight drag. Okay. Now, I'm measuring 0.274 on my micrometer. That's 274 thousandths for my valve stem. So now I got to measure my valve guide. All right, so now we're going to measure the valve guide diameter. I got my hole gauge. We got a whole set, so I had to find one just by looking at it that would fit in my valve guide. So what I'm going to do, have you got it in line? Can you see that? Focus. All right, so you can see there's two little ball pieces that spread out. All right, now I'm going to put them go in this direction. Can you see my hand down here?
Yeah.
All right, go in that direction. So I'm going to go down, and I'm going to slant this. It's not in line with the valve stems. It's leaning over, so to speak, and I'm going to tighten my little thumb screw on it until it gets tight. Got out of my valve guide a little bit. All right, now if you get your camera, you can see that the valve stems go like this, and that guy's leaning over. And I'm going to sweep him over. And when I sweep him over, all the way to the other side, it will force that ball to be the correct size. So now I'm just going to stand it up in my head right here, just to hold it. And I'm going to take my micrometer and I'm going to measure my valve guide diameter. All right, once again, I put it on there and I'm going to go back and slide it, make sure I got a slight drag. All right, and this measures 280 thousandths. So I have a guide that measures 280 thousandths of an inch, and I got a stem that measures 274. I would subtract the difference. Do you have these on the I would subtract the difference, and that means I have 6 thousandths stem to guide clearance. 6 thousandths stem to guide clearance. So that's how you check valve stem to guide clearance.